Hello everyone, and welcome to 20 Technology Trends for 2018, a presentation from Greenhouse Grower Technology. My name is Brian Sparks, and I'm the editor of Greenhouse Grower Technology magazine. In this video, we'll be looking at some of the major trends in greenhouse technology and how they might affect your business in the coming year. Parts of this video were originally presented during American Hort's Production Technology Conference in Dallas this past October. Much of the data and material in this video comes from Greenhouse Grower Magazine's 2017 Top 100 Growers Survey, as well as our 2018 State of the Industry Survey. We also looked for input from many of the leading growers and suppliers in the industry. Let's start this trends report by stating the obvious, that labor is the biggest production concern for most growers. However, what I do want to point out is that when we asked our top 100 growers about how to solve this labor problem, very few of them expressed any optimism about a solution coming from lawmakers in Capitol Hill. What they did say was that investing in technology and automation was a much more likely option. In the most recent Top 100 survey, we asked the growers about their biggest operational goals for the coming year. These were the top 3 responses they gave, and as you can see, more adoption of automation was a high priority. Another question we asked in both surveys was simply whether they plan to invest in technology this year. As you can see, more than 3/4 of the top 100 growers said yes, and slightly more than half of the industry as a whole also said yes. So what about the biggest reasons for investing in technology? When we asked our top 100 growers, they told us the biggest factors were cost and availability of labor, as well as improving efficiencies at their operation. When we asked the same question in the 2018 State of the Industry Survey, improving efficiency was the biggest reason people cited. Now, what about the types of technology growers are investing in? Well, this varies to some degree based on the size of the operation. Top 100 growers emphasize production automation systems along with software and structures upgrades. One other interesting note here is that investments in growing media equipment scored much higher in the 2017 survey than in the 2 years prior. In the State of the Industry Survey, structures and coverings were by far the biggest investments growers were planning. In fact, it's worth noting that in the State of the Industry Survey, we asked about all product categories, not just technology. Even with that, structures and coverings were the top category ranked. One of the questions we asked in the Top 100 survey was how investing in technology can change your production practices. As you can see here, growers mentioned everything from more turns to streamlining your workflow to producing a more uniform crop. A related question asked how investing in technology can make your operation more sustainable. Again, there were a few different responses given, with most of them focused on reducing waste and lowering overall energy costs while relying less on non-sustainable resources. Now let's shift gears a bit and look at some examples of how and why growers are investing in technology and how some industry suppliers are helping them along the way. Many of these examples have been featured in Greenhouse Grower Technology in the past year, including this one. Everbloom in California had already been committed to automation, but with changing overtime rules and minimum wage increases in the Golden State, the company decided it needed to move even faster, so it added a pipe rail growing system and a robot sprayer to eliminate manual spraying. The pipe rail system also makes it easier to move equipment around the greenhouse. Here's an example of how suppliers are getting involved and are in fact offering options for growers of all sizes. This is the Pack Planter S transplanter from TTA. It's designed specifically for smaller growers and has all the components and controls of other TTA transplanters, but in a smaller frame. Here's another example, also in transplanters, from Visser North America. And in fact, Visser has several models of transplanters, each aimed at growers of various sizes, and each model has a range of capabilities. Sticking with the theme of automation working for all growers regardless of size, last year we asked Art Van Wingerden of Metrolina Greenhouses about this. He offered a number of rules for growers to follow, as well as the benefits automation can provide. Perhaps his most important tip is that it's important to think long-term when it comes to automation and how it can be beneficial years down the road. Now these next couple slides show how suppliers in the structures field have partnered with growers on new projects. This is Pride's Corner Farms, where Nexus reworked the company's shipping area to protect plants on cold days and keep the area cool in the summer. Here's another example from Olson's greenhouses in Utah, where Rao Brothers converted a retractable flat shade to a double poly Gothic arch. Last year, the Top 100 survey asked growers whether they were building new structures, retrofitting their own, or buying previously owned buildings. The overwhelming responses was building new structures. Here's an example from Young's Plant Farm, which recently added 3 acres of greenhouses and paved 7 more acres that will be used for outdoor production until Young's encloses them. Another big trend is growers such as Metrolina experimenting with sticking machines and trying to see which models might work best for them. There is research out there from folks such as Paul Fisher at the University of Florida that break the cost of these machines all the way down to cost per cutting. Lighting is a constant concern, especially if you're trying to decide between high-pressure sodium systems and LED systems. If you're looking for a resource to help you make this decision, one great option is Light Management in Controlled Environments, which was compiled by Eric Runkle and Roberto Lopez at Michigan State and is now available on Amazon. There's lots of research and product development taking place in lighting for specialty crops like herbs and microgreens. These crops often have unique needs, so it's definitely worth monitoring trends in this category. Water management is another big trend, including the installation of water retention ponds. Here's a snapshot of what's happened recently at Metrolina's York, South Carolina location. The company added a new retention pond and expanded another from 7 million to 50 million gallons, and they're using 5-micron filters and ozone to clean the recycled water and pumps to recirculate water in the tank. When it comes to water management, we're also seeing new advancements in filters, such as these new models from Amiad, as well as in conveyor-based hanging basket watering systems that apply water based on the weight of the basket. As one earlier slide indicated, growers are looking for technology that is both functional and sustainable. When it comes to sustainability, Cole Magnum at Bell Nursery told us it's important to think of sustainability beyond dollars and cents and consider everything from recycling to wind power or certification programs. Data management is another big concern. In the greenhouse market, there are a number of software suppliers out there who can work with you to come up with the best software system for your needs or to help make it work for you. As we mentioned earlier, it's always important to have an eye on the future when it comes to new technology. For example, artificial intelligence platforms are being developed by companies like UNU and Huxley. These models use cameras and sensors to track individual plant health and send alerts so growers can take action if necessary. Here's one final thought. There is always discussion about the challenges of bringing new young faces to the horticulture industry. So why not promote the cool factor of technology? Working in a greenhouse doesn't just need to be about growing plants. It can also be about experimenting with automation, drones, data management, and more. This photo you see here shows just one example from the Ohio State University Agricultural Technical Institute, which last year approved a new greenhouse engineering technology specialization in its greenhouse and nursery management major. The quote you see here is from greenhouse grower editor Laura Drotleff, who wrote in a recent column that if technology jobs are the future, and the future of horticulture depends on technology, then we as an industry have a real opportunity to seize. Thanks for watching.